All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Dawson. Today, I'd like to talk to you guys about motivation. Specifically, my topic is motivating athletes of different ages, and talking about the intrinsic and extrinsic motivation, how those two differ, and how they're vitally important to the betterment of our athletes. So first, I'd like to just talk about the two and the differences. So intrinsic is essentially internal motivation. So things like having fun, enjoying the game, for pride, the love of the game, those kinds of things, internally motivated reasons. Extrinsic is the opposite, external motivation. So things like moving up to the next level, getting scholarships, playing for the pressure of coaches or parents, kind of things like that. So through this study, I found that both are extremely important and vital for the success of an athlete. And from a coach's perspective, I think it's important to understand both of these types of motivation in order to get the most out of our athletes and understand where they might be motivation-wise. So my first study is titled "The Effects of Athletic Scholarship on Motivation in Sport." This study was conducted at McMaster University, and it was on college athletes, both male and female, who both had scholarships and some who didn't. So both were extremely motivated extrinsically, is essentially what the study had found. The possibility of gaining and losing a scholarship was an extremely big motivator for students and at this age and athletes at this age. So I found that interesting. My second source was titled "The Effect of Peers and Friends on Youth Physical Activity and Motivation to be Physically Active." So essentially this study had found that physical activity with a friend or a group of friends motivated children essentially to do more activity more often. Essentially having fun with a friend, it motivated children to perform more physical activity, and this is an example of intrinsic motivation. Again, friendships, having fun, a huge motivator, and I think that that's important for athletes of all ages and all levels. My third source is titled "What Motivates Hockey Players," and it was a study done out of Colorado College, and it was conducted on three different types of players, three different levels: the college level, American Hockey League level, and NHL level. For the purpose of this, I'm just going to focus on the college level. So in the study interviewed a hockey player from Colorado College, and interestingly enough, his motivation changed from extrinsic to intrinsic as he graduated from high school and got to the college level. When he was at high school, he was really, really concerned with recognition, playing for scholarship, playing for being the best on his team, a lot of things like that. And he found when he went to college, his motivation really changed. And as you can see at the bottom slide there, his number one thing was winning, which I guess could be an intrinsic or extrinsic, but because this is a team sport, I would say that it's more intrinsic. His teammates was an extremely big motivator for him, being around them, going to the rink with them, spending time with them, being on the road, those kinds of things. Signing a contract in his senior year was important, but finally his coaches, and his coach more specifically, was not a huge motivator in his hockey career at that point. A couple pro examples of creating intrinsic motivation in our players, so having fun with our players. Mike Babcock, former Maple Leaf coach, said about his NHL practices, "They're having so much fun out there. They're just like kids in a candy store. They're always buzzing around. It's fantastic, and that's what the game has to be." So even at the pro level with big contracts, families, bills to pay, media pressure, it's still important to have fun and enjoy the game. So how does this relate to us as coaches? I think the number one thing that we can say is we should try and create intrinsic motivation in all of our players, creating fun at the rink, field, whatever. I think it's really important at all ages and all levels. Understanding different motivations for different players, I think, is extremely important, and how we can use that to bond our players as a whole. So I really appreciate you guys taking the time and have a better understanding of intrinsic and extrinsic motivation, how we can use that to better motivate our athletes. Thank you.